Hello everyone, welcome to JUSTLEARN. Today in this video, we will learn about big data analytics. So what is big data analytics? Our brains work extremely quickly and efficiently and are very versatile in processing large amounts of all kinds of data like images, text, sounds, smells and video. We process all different forms of data relatively easily. Computers, on the other hand, are still finding it hard to keep up with the pace at which data is generated, let alone analyze it fast. This is why we have the problem of big data. So, what is big data? Simply put, big data is data that cannot be stored in a single storage unit. Big data typically refers to data that comes in many different forms: structured, unstructured, in a stream, and so forth. Many sources of such data are click streams from websites, posting on social media sites such as Facebook, and data from traffic, sensors, or weather. A web research engine like Google needs to search and index billions of web pages to give you relevant search results in a fraction of seconds. Although this is not done in real time, generating an index of all the web pages on internet is not an easy task. Luckily for Google, it was able to solve this problem. Among other tools, it has employed big data analytical techniques. Over the past few years, what was called big data changed more and more as big data applications appeared. The need to process data coming in at a rapid rate added velocity to the equation. An example of fast data processing is algorithmic trading. This uses the electronic platforms based on algorithms for trading shares on the financial markets, which operates in microseconds. The need to process different kind of data added variety to the equation. Another example of wide variety of data is sentiment analysis, which uses various forms of data from social media platforms and customer responses to gauge the sentiments. Now, an overview of analytics ecosystem. So you are excited about the potential of analytics and want to join this growing industry. Who are the current players and what they do? Where might you fit in? The objective of this video is to identify various sectors of analytics industry, provided a classification of different types of industry participants, and illustrate the types of opportunities that exist for analytics professionals. 11 different types of players are identified in an analytics ecosystem. An understanding of the ecosystem also gives the viewer a broader view of how the various players come together. A secondary purpose of understanding the analytics ecosystem for the business intelligence professionals is also to be aware of organizations and new offerings and opportunities in sectors allied with analytics. The here concludes with some observations about the opportunities for the professionals to move across these clusters. So, let's study what is data generation infrastructure providers. Perhaps the first place to begin identifying the clusters is by noting a new group of companies that enable generating and collection of data that may be used for developing analytical insights. Although this group could include all the traditional point of sale systems, inventory management systems, and technology providers for every step in a company's supply value chain and the operations. We mainly consider new players where primary focus has been on enabling an organization to develop new insights into its operations as opposed to running its core operations. Thus, this group includes companies creating the infrastructure for collecting the data from different sources. One of the emerging components of such an infrastructure is the sensor. Sensors collect a massive amount of data at a faster rate and have been adopted by various sectors such as healthcare, sports, and energy. Now, what is data management infrastructure providers? This group includes all of the major organizations that provide hardware and the software targeting the basic foundation for all data management solutions. Obvious example of these include all major hardware players that provide the infrastructure for database computing like IBM, Dell, HP, Oracle, and so on. Storage solution providers like EMC and NetApp, companies providing indigenous hardwares and software platforms such as IBM, Oracle, and Teradata, and the data solution providers offering the hardware and platform. Independent database management systems like SQL, which is structured query language, the server family of Microsoft, and specialized integrated software providers such as SAP that fall under this group. This group also includes other organizations such as database appliance providers, service providers, integrators, developers, and so on that supports each of these companies' ecosystem. Several other companies are emerging as major players in a related space, thanks to the network infrastructure that enabling the cloud computing. Now, data service providers. Much of the data an organization uses for analytics is generated internally through its operations. But there are many external data sources that play a major role in any organization's decision making. Examples of such data sources include demographic data, weather data, data collected by third parties that could inform an organization's decision making, and so on. Several companies realized the opportunity to develop specialized data collections, aggregations, and distribution mechanisms. These companies typically focus on specific industry sector and build on their existing relationships in that industry through their niche platforms and services for data collection. For example, Nielsen provides data sources to their clients on customer retail purchasing behavior. Another example is Experian, which includes data on each household in the United States. Now, the academic institutions and certification agencies. In any knowledge intensive industry such as analytics, the fundamental strength comes from having students who are interested in the technology and choosing that industry as their profession. Universities play a key role in making this possible. This cluster represents the academic programs that prepare professionals for the industry. It includes various components of business schools such as information system, marketing, management science, and so on. It also extends far beyond business schools to include computer science, statistics, mathematics, and industrial engineering departments across the world. The cluster also includes graphics developers who design new ways of visualization information. Universities are offering undergraduate and graduate programs in analytics in all of these disciplines, though they may be labeled differently. A major growth frontier has been certificate program in analytics to enable current professionals to retain and retool themselves for analytics career. Certificate programs enable practicing analysts to gain basic proficiency in specific software by taking a few critical courses from schools that offer these programs. TUN includes a list of analytics programs. It includes almost 150 programs, and there are likely many more such programs with new ones being added daily. Now, analytics user organizations. Clearly, this is the economic engine of the whole analytics industry, and we represent this cluster as the core of analytics lab. If there were no users, there would be no analytics industry. Organizations in every industry, regardless of size, shape, location, are using or exploring the use of analytics in their operations. These include the private sector, government, education, military, and so on. It includes organizations around the world. Examples of uses of analytics in different industries abound. Others are exploring similar opportunities to try and gain a competitive advantage. Specific companies are not identified in this here. The goal here is to see what type of roles analytics professionals can play within a user organization. Virtually all major organizations in every industry that we are aware of are hiring analytics programs and professionals under various titles. Thank you guys for watching the video.